This is Duke University.
CMO Survey collects and disseminates the opinions of top marketers in order to predict the future of markets, track marketing excellence, and improve the value of marketing. I work on this research project because I want marketing to make a more positive impact in companies and in society. We're in our 5th year of operation, and we've surveyed marketers 10 times over the last 5 years. The CMO survey found that companies are currently spending about 6.6% of their marketing budgets on social media, and they plan to spend 15.8% 5 years from now. That's a 140% increase. One of the striking findings from the survey is that 49% of CMOs reported difficulty demonstrating the impact of social media on their businesses. 15% noted that they've proven the impact quantitatively, and 36% stated that they have a good qualitative sense, but they have not yet been able to prove that impact quantitatively. But one metric that the CMO survey has been tracking since 2001 is how effectively companies are integrating their social media with the rest of their marketing strategy. So we asked them on a 7-point scale, where 7 is very integrated and 1 is not at all integrated, the degree to which this social media integration occurs. They rated about a 3.9 on this 7-point scale, and it's been that number for the last 3 years. We find that B2B product companies tend to have even more difficulty scoring about a 3.4, while companies in the B2C sector score 4.5. So this social media integration gap, that we've come to call it, is a real problem for companies. 40% of CMOs reported using customer behavior that they collected online for targeting purposes. And 88% of those note that their use of that kind of data is increasing over time. It's interesting, though, despite all of the outcry that we've seen about surveillance in both the public and the private sector, that most CMOs are not worried about these kinds of privacy questions. And with only 3.5% saying they're very worried and 16% not at all worried. Personally, I expected the very worried number to be higher, and I hope that CMOs will give sufficient attention to these kinds of privacy questions. My own view is that marketers need to strike an honest bargain with customers on this issue of privacy. Customers need to know when they're being observed, they need to agree to those observations, and they need to get more value from customers in return for those observations. CMOs report that their companies are spending approximately 5.5% of their marketing budgets on marketing analytics, and this figure is expected to rise to 8.7% in the next 3 years. It's interesting, despite the growing availability of marketing analytics in companies, CMOs report that only 29% of projects that they're involved with use data that is either available or has been requested. And this number has actually decreased over time. It was 37% when we first asked that question in February of 2012. Demonstrating the impact of marketing spending remains a more general problem for companies, according to the CMOs that we surveyed. Only 1/3 of these top marketers report that their companies are able to demonstrate quantitatively the impact of their spending on marketing. So it's really not very surprising that 66% of them also report that they're experiencing more pressure to prove the value of marketing, either from their CEOs or boards. And 2/3 of those report that this pressure is actually increasing. My own opinion is that marketing leadership does require that CMOs offer strong evidence that their strategic marketing investments are paying off for companies, both in the short and the long run, and that CMOs will only earn a seat at the table if they can demonstrate the effect of their marketing spend.